Hi, I'm Emery Smith, and I'm an instructor at the Martha O'Brien Center. And I want to give you some tips and tricks for taking tests that I think will be helpful for you when you take the HiSET exam. So, first of all, I've always had a lot of success in skipping questions that I found too difficult and coming back to them later. One of the reasons why this is really useful is because it allows you to focus your attention on answering the questions that you're most likely to get correct. So if I'm focusing my attention and my time, first of all, on the questions that I find easiest, then I'm most likely to get those questions right. And then the questions that are causing me the most anxiety and the most stress and will take the most time, I'm leaving for the end. And if it ends up that I just guess on those and am not really able to answer them, then at least the questions that I'm guessing on are the ones that are most difficult. And meanwhile, the ones that I'm most likely to get correct, I've already answered. And I've answered while my brain is fresh. So that's actually going to result in a better score for you. So that's something that I have done for years in all of my testing in high school and college and now in grad school, and it's just really been helpful for me. So I think it could really help you on the HiSET exam. Let me show you an example using a HiSET practice test. So here's the HiSET Science Practice Test, a free version from 2017 that you can find on the ETS website. And here is my answer sheet. So when you take the HiSET test on paper, they don't let you write on the test. You can only write on the answer sheet. So here's what I would do. If I was uncertain of a question, I would simply just make a little mark next to it, just like that, and skip it. And then when I came back the end of the day, let's say I answer all these questions, I would just go back to the question I'd marked, flip back to that page, and try that question. The tricky part about this is that you have to make sure that you actually answer all the questions before your time is up. So let's give an example. Let's say I'm flip open the test and the first question is just tripping me up. This question I don't get it, I'm confused, and it's just not resonating with me. Chances are that even though this is the first question, they mix up the difficulty. Chances are this is just a hard question. And maybe I should skip it and start with a question I'm more confident in. So I'll make a mark and I'll move on to the next question. I take a look at the second question. Okay, it has a chart. I feel more comfortable with charts maybe, and I feel like I can answer this question. I answer it, and then I can move on. By the end of the test, after I filled all these out, I can go back to number 1, flip back, and take a look. Make my final decision. So that's an example of something that you can do taking the paper test. On the computer test, you actually can do the same thing. You can skip questions and come back to them. The tricky part is that you have to make sure that you actually do come back to them because it's very, very important that you answer all of the questions.